Rob, we in the building again, man. We told y'all we was coming back. That last class, uh, something went funny with the phone and it just cut off. So we had to, so maybe a new just wants to cut off then and come back on part two on that joint. Right? So we back on. Let me get everything set up. Where is it? I want to go here. Hold on just a second. We'll give people time to get in this joint, man. We're dropping galactic shit back to back, non-stop. We want to close this class out for you though. This storyline. So get on in here, man. Tell them the young Yeller, he live for the night out. Cause we building something up here for you so you can see a bigger picture. Oh, that's nano right there. See on my computer, it shows way better. Oh yeah, let me get it set up for you. Get them in the building, man. Tell them the young girl alive, man. Okay. My night owl's in the building, man. Hold on, let me get my chat pulled up. And then we good to go. Let me get the chat pulled up, man. Hey, Rob Bot to everybody in the building, man. For my night owls. We see a lot of people going live right now. You know what I'm saying? Online. See a lot of people going live, man. Okay, hold up. All right, I'm in the chat. So everybody go and get started, man. Hold on just a second. Hey, Rob Bot. All right, so we left off. If you want to send your brother some donation, we already put the cash app in the links. So where we left off at, let me get my pictures pulled back up, man, because we got cut off when we was about to getting going, getting cracking. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Rob Bot to everybody in the building. For my night owls. Somebody said they couldn't see the screen on the last joint, man. I watched a little bit of it. I hope they can see the screen now. Okay, let's get this in there. Okay. Now, we talked about the different species. Now, there's some species that I didn't show you. If you look at this dude, you can look at the hair textures. You can look at the facial features, right? And you can see the dog man. You can see the ape, the Syrian beings, the ones, the more hairier ones. You can see the features. That's what we're talking about, facial features. And you know, you got to start looking at these. Look at the teeth. Look at the eyes. Look at the nose. Look at the forehead, cheeks. Look at the hair. The hair is like the main dead giveaway. Look for the willow's peak. Look for do they grow hair? Do they grow hair all over their body? Because that connects back to the ape man, right? And the straight hair is connected with the humanoid straight hair beings is connected with the Hindu beings. And keep in mind, at one point, You know about the story of Yaku. I know y'all know about the story of Yaku. We're gonna do a tape on that one just to get that in the archives too, about Yaku. And by him mixing, this is Yaku, right? The big head scientist who had the head of two men, who decided to create his own race. And he drafted his race because everybody was asking me, because they said, oh man, earlier, Young Elder said that like most of the genetics was, a lot of genetics was drawn from the ape. Yeah, that's true. But it's two different, it's different types. And like one is the Neanderthal. The Neanderthal is the Yaku's drafted beings called the Frugaloids. This is what they look like right here. This was their chief, right? They were drafted out because you gotta look at the hair texture, look at the facial features. They were drafted out of the ape man, the black, the let me show you. Let me show you pictures of what they was drafted out of. Out of these people. These are the Hindus, the beings who were mixed already. Let me show you. Like these people. But it really was these people. Like these people here. Yaku drafted his Frugaloids, his Caucasian race, blue eyes, blonde hair being. He drafted them beings up out of these beings, right? So that's where you get the Neanderthal, because these beings are also a mix between the Hindus and the ape mans that came down from Cyrus that began mixing in with these species. Hold on. So you got different, there's a lot of different extraterrestrials here. People just don't know what to look for. And like we told you, the original race to the planet is the reptilians. And then when everybody started mixing in, you get different species of these beings. What else I want to show you in this tape? Yeah, this was Shabazz. Keep in mind, Shabazz and his people, some of his people, left Yaku after the experiment, and they went off and went around into different parts of Africa and started jumping off the boat. We got a map of it, of the different places that they went. That Baba put it into the Holy Tablets on page 274. See, when Shabazz left there, he started jumping off on different parts of Africa, and these people started mixing in, right? Mixing in. I'm gonna show you pictures of some of these people. Like if you go Google like straight hair people in Sudan, you get these pictures. Let me show you these pictures that I got. All right, because you got, it's different species. If you go back and watch that that Anarchy tape that I put out, it's called The Return of the Anarchies. I broke down some of the different genetics and species in that tape. But these are the black Hindus. Hold on. The black Hindus. These are the people like that Yaku use to draft the Frugaloids. So they got the gray hair already. So, but he drafted the genetics out of them a lot onto a lighter. Most of the people know that experiment, but the Frugaloids are drafted out of those beings, right? So people was asking, well, who are the Frugaloids? Are they a different species? Yeah, they're the same species as the Hindus, pretty much, and they connect with the Aldebarans and Plates. You know what I'm saying? Through the Proconians, Nirvana, which is the Hindus, and the Centaurians mix, and then these beings become slaves for the reptilians, and then some of them leave there as refugees and land up on Venus. That's how you get the Val Thors. But Val Thor is a different species because his hair is black. We can pull up a picture of Val Thor. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. Another thing to look at in the facial recognition is certain beings don't grow hair on their face. Like I think these people, the Enocyte can't grow hair on his face. right? So it's different species that can't grow hair on their face. Like if you see the ancient Egyptians, most of the ancient Egyptians didn't have hair on their face unless they had it just trimmed. Some of them just had it trimmed, and they had like the like my beard is like the long goatee, right? But certain species they can't grow hair on their face, and I think the Sandsman is one. I want to say a certain species of the Twa man can't do it neither. But it's another it's a different species that these species migrated to like Indonesia and India. These other beings they got hair on their face, but it's a certain species that can't grow hair on their face. You know what I'm saying? Like the okay, if you look at these beings, like she's one from that same clan. Her family goes back to that same clan with Shabazz, right? The Asiatic black man jumping off into Sudan, and they mixed in with the beings that were there and created these new type of beings. That's one. That's a species like this in different parts of Africa. They got this certain type of hair texture. They mixed in with Hindus. Just see the hair texture. Okay, these were the Ada Barons came with this. They landed down in Ireland. They came with this particular genetics with the green eyes and red hair. We'll get into that though. We just seen that picture now. Okay, then you got when the Hindus came over here to America, Maxim, or Turtle Island, or whatever name floats your boat, right? Them beings, some Hindu beings mixed in with the Nubians that were over here and created the beings that look like this lady. So you'll see some of the Nubians over here have a certain type of hair texture. That's a softer hair texture. Then you'll see some Nubians that got a strong nappy type hair texture because it's the different mixes that took place, especially with the Chinese. Ho Shin mixed in with us. Okay, this is like the Fuzzy Wuzzy man. But look at the facial features. Look at the hair. His hair is more of a 9. I mean, more of an 8. You got 9, 8, 7, and 6 hair textures. Okay, these some more Hindus right here. Okay, so you see their hair texture. They stay dark skinned beings, but you see their hair texture. They don't use perm over there. The hair that the people be putting in their head over here, the women, they be getting it from over in India, from these beings, right? Okay. What I want to show you, because all this ties into the Enki versus Enlil, the genetics too of these different people. You see these Hindus right here, dark skin. So and they can come over and pass for black now because they can come over and pass for you now because you wear that same type of hair now. So we can't tell. It'd be hard to tell a difference if they took all their little. And keep in mind about the nose rings, because Bob will talk about that, about the tribe of Enki and Enlil both wearing the nose ring and the earrings. He talk about that in them chapters in the Holy Tablet. So keep in mind, you see they got the nose ring. All this gonna tie in together later. I'm trying to see what else I need to show you in this particular form of information right here that we putting out. Remember, I told you that the Watusi on the first tape earlier, he's an extraterrestrial. For as human beings, they came down, they landed here from Orion. These beings here, and these beings are not the Dinka that Sudanese Dinkas who later on migrated to West Africa, mixed in with the Dogons, mixed in with the beings that were there, and mixed in with the straight hair Hindus when they landed and created the Mandinga tribe. That's the tribe, the Malawian Moors. That's the tribe that Abu Bakr and Mansa Musa is from. But these beings go back farther. The Watusis go back farther. Check the hairstyle, right? This is gonna be a hairstyle that they're gonna wear in the future too. Watch what I tell you. This is a hairstyle that's worn in the future. Niggas gonna be cutting their hair all funny. Like they're gonna have like the high tops with like different designs. Nigga gonna have a shit look like an airplane. Land like it's hidden, like it's landing in his head or something. It's gonna be different designs in the future. Okay. Yeah, so keep in mind about the hair on the face thing. That's very important, right? Because certain beings can't grow hair on their face. And notice, okay, notice Enki and them had hair on their face. Notice the Teru. Let's get a picture of the Teru. The Teru don't grow hair. The Teru or the cone heads, who you call the cone heads, right? These beings here, so they don't grow hair on their face. Val Thor and them from Venus, which is connected with the Hindus, they don't grow hair on their face. Look, Shabazz, right? But you got these beings who are hairy, the oneies. Let's get a picture of. I thought I had a picture of Val Thor in here. So it got to be a different type of species if they grow hair on their face. The Anunnakis grow hair on their face. See, these like reptilians, really, the reptilian connection, they really don't grow hair on their face. All right, let's get it. Let's type in, that's what we'll do. We'll go to Google. We'll go to Google and type in Val Thor for you. So you can see what he look like. And these beings then don't grow hair on their face. You see what I'm saying? Ashtar Command don't grow hair on their face. See Val Thor? This is Val Thor. He's a extraterrestrial being that came from Venus with a couple more other people who were advanced. They could make themselves invisible. It was telepathic, several things. Bible talk about this in the hotel. It might be that that might be the book that I was reading that in. It probably was the Millennial book. The Millennial book, part 1, that the Elder Raguel or something. That's the book that I was reading about Val Thor, and also Bible talk about him, and I think Man from Planet Riz and a couple more other books. But these beings were connected with the Hindu. They don't grow hair on their face. So that's another connection that you got to look at. The beings that don't grow hair on their face, right? You got some people over here that's older that rap bad can grow hair on their face. It's because they're from a certain type of species. Then you got another beings over here that can grow a full beard. The Hebrew Israel, some of them Hebrew Israelites, they be getting their beard like Captain Zariak and all them. They be rocking the beard, and they got the whole joint. You know what I'm saying? The whole joint. That's that Anunnaki side. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, the Hindu side didn't grow beards. That's why the Nation of Islam was shaving their beard, because Master Farah Muhammad was extraterrestrial, and he couldn't grow hair on his face because he was a damn Venerian, and that's why he was so intelligent. And we like Farah Muhammad, the real one, because he lifted up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was the truth, and he lifted us up some more. So, hey, big up Farah Muhammad, you know what I'm saying, for coming from Venus, try to give us advanced knowledge, you know, because Elijah Muhammad was talking about how much the planet weighed back then. He pointed out about the super ships and the different star systems, and different things of science and mathematics, extreme mathematics. He was pointing out how much the planet weighs, how fast it's rotating. He said it's rotating 1,037 and 1/3 mile per hour. You know what I'm saying? That's what Elijah Muhammad said. That Master Farah Muhammad taught. So, hey, but let me pull up the screen again, because we just want to get this in real quick, man. The rest of that part 2, before we got cut out, we was trying to put it out, but okay. We told you about the bean. Okay, these are Watusis, right? These beings are really extraterrestrial. They're not the original species here. Like the real original species come with the reptilians, and that's really the Twa-Man. But the oldest humans on the planet is the Enocytes, the Sands people that we pulled up and we showed you. I say you can look at these people and tell the monkey features. You can see the monkey features. Look at the teeth. You can look at certain Africans and see the monkey features. That means, and you can tell these people right here are really the Asiatic. They come with they really not the Enocyte species that got evoluted from the genome homos. They really are another species, which is the Hindus who mix with these monkey beings, right? Just like they show you the Planet of the Apes. And these beings are the aboriginal species of Australia. They got the monkey features, and look at the teeth. Look how they teeth shape. It's all you got to look at all it, man. When you talking about putting this thing together, look at the monkey features. All right, she's a Hindu. She's a dark skinned Hindu with the look at the hair texture. Look at the facial features. Some of us got these people in us over here in America because they migrated from the Bering Strait. Then you got the green eyes and red hair. This is Outer Barrens. We're gonna talk about that later. We're gonna get into the Pharaoh Den. See the red. Notice the red hair with the because this is actually a real beings who actually come from a Pacific galaxy, from the Betelgeuse galaxy. These beings they really were out of balance. They had that the reptilians mixed and made hybrid kids, and these beings is using about 40% of their brain, and so they can shade shift to make themselves look like other beings. They can make themselves look like you, like a dog, like anything that a material thing. And so these are particular species of extraterrestrial who was a crossbreed between the outer barrens, the red-haired green-eyed beings, and the reptilians. But a specific type of reptilian, the nomos. The nomos. So you got the nomos, the dragonians. They kind of like they originate from the same species. Oh yeah, there's another thing I can talk about with the Enki and Enlil thing. Okay, keep in mind, Enki, I had already broke this down. Enki had got mad because he lost the birthright, so he that was part of his plan of why he started to steal the gold, right? And so when he started to steal the gold, he designed these different crafts. Let me see, okay, here we go right here. All right. So in the Bible, it talks about different things that's happened in the Bible. And some of those stories are true stories based on true stories. But the way they told it, they were primitive people seeing advanced technology and couldn't describe what they were seeing. And so they just broke it down how they said it was. So like if you seen, like back in the Bible, if you heard seeing the word whirlwind, that was a helicopter. And Enki had helicopters back in the day. Enki designed helicopters because he was hauling the gold to steal the gold back to Central America. Okay, all right. So we're gonna do our logical sense and sound right and reasoning on this, and really break down what they were seeing, right? So when they saw a whirlwind, they said helicopter, right? Hold on, let's put, we got a helicopter on here. Okay, you got a helicopter. All right, so if you know anything about a helicopter, when a helicopter, they got the propeller blades. And when they coming down and they spinning up dust, right? And they spinning up a whirlwind, these helicopters. So when they said that Elijah got taken up in a whirlwind, Elijah got picked up by a helicopter, right? And they couldn't, they called him an angel and a craft. It's a UFO back then, thousands of years ago. It's a UFO when you see one of these joints back then. If people would have seen one of these in 1910, they would have said it's a UFO because they never seen nothing like it. So, but Enki had already designed these crafts. So that every time you see the word whirlwind, you hearing the story of Enki, one of Enki boys, somebody from the Anunnakis, who were really considered as the Elohim, the gods, pulling up in a damn helicopter. that was only used on Earth as a vessel for Enki. And most of the Anunnakis didn't even know about these crafts because Enki was hiding it from most of them because he didn't want them to know that he was stealing the gold. So it's a slim chance that it wasn't. If it was one Enki, it was one of the people that was in with Enki that was pulling up and picking these people up with those, because he didn't tell Enlil or none of them about it. So if you got somebody got picked up with a whirlwind, it most likely was connected with Enki picking them up, saving them. You know what I'm saying? He always pull in. He known for saving people that Enlil wanted to take out. He was known for saving people because he wanted to go against. Enki wanted to go against anything Enlil was doing. If Enlil was doing it, he wanted to do the opposite. That's how he thought on it, because he hated him because of how his mama talked Anu into banning him and his mama. But Anu didn't ban them all the way. He just banned them for Enlil to be in charge of the gold project. Now they got a story in the Bible where Beetlejuice is where these beings come from. They reptilians and Aldebarans mix and anomos, and they can shade shift to look like other people. And some of them walking around right now. They walk around at night though, in New York and crowded cities, the cities that never sleep, like Las Vegas, LA. They walking around in these different cities and posing as models and all that. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, so everything Enlil wanted to do, Enki went against it. And so like it's another story in the Bible where they talk about, I think it's Jonah being picked up and eaten by a whale. Now everybody using their common sense and logical sense and sound right. No, that damn whale ain't finna eat nobody for 2 or 3 days, take them under the water, and then bring them back alive and spit them out. Nah. But Enki was making submarines. Now check this out. Enki was making submarines. Look at that picture. It's a submarine on there. I don't know if you can tell, it's like a submarine on there, right? But like the one that's under the yacht. So he made super yachts and submarines as well. And he made cargo planes, right? And they had flying saucers and different other crafts. And the Stargate. But Enki made a submarine. So Enki they say God picked him up, got him picked up in a submarine. I mean, got him picked up by a whale and swallowed and all this shit. That don't sound right. But if somebody pull up back then in that time and pull up on the water and you don't know what a submarine is, and this dude get in the submarine and go underwater, you're gonna say, man, because a submarine can pass as a whale, certain types of whales. Yeah, Enlil, it depends on what perspective you're looking from. If to say that Enlil was evil, right? It depends on what perspective you're looking from. And some people say Enki was the evil one. Some people say Enlil was the evil one. But to me, Anu sitting back, Anu must have knew something because he's sitting back. It was all a plan in the end for Tammuz to bring the family back together. Because Tammuz is, because Enki, okay, Enlil got a son named Nanar. Let me show you a picture of Nanar. So can I pull up Nanar? Screen. Enki got a son named Nanar. He had several sons, but one of his sons' name is Nanar. Nana Sin. It's a different way that you could. He got different names. I'm going to show you. And this is this. And keep him. Halaramba that drew up the codes. He come from Nanar, the bloodline. Right. So we're going to break it down for you. So because they mix their seed, Enlil's children began mixing their seed with the Canaanites. And that's where they get Halaramba from. The first king, he's like the first main king that they made of the Canaanites. Okay, hold up. Okay, yeah, so you got Nanar. This is a picture. Okay, this is a good statue. I already got this on saved on now. I want you to make sure I got the right one. This is Nanar. This is the son of Enlil. Okay, and then he had a daughter. I'm just tracing he had several kids, but one the prolific person in his bloodline was his daughter, which is Ishtar. So okay, let me pull up a picture of Ishtar. Bible had her in the Holy Tablet. Some of the pictures started to get blurry at the end, but the brother Love, I think he just sent me a message saying that he sent me a new link to the Holy Tablets. So I'm gonna get on that joint and see can I find some more pictures on there. But let me get this right here pulled up for you. Okay, so Nanar had a daughter. Nanar had a daughter named Ishtar. Okay, where Ishtar is? Down here somewhere, probably. Okay, so can we get Ishtar pulled up for you? So you can get a picture in your mind of what she looked like. Should be right here. All right. Today, I'm gonna play now. Okay, I knew I had a picture of Ishtar in here. There you go, right there. All right, yeah, it started to get blurry on these pictures right here, and that link that I had. But the brother Love sent me another link. But this is Nanar's daughter, which is Enlil's daughter. I mean Enlil's granddaughter. So Tammuz's mother is Enlil's granddaughter. And then Enki had a son named Damuzi, was one of his younger sons who made it with Isis and birthed Tammuz. So Tammuz is kin to Enlil. Enlil is his great granddad, and Enki is his granddad. And also, Enki had a son by Ishtar before Damuzi, and that son is Nergal, who went down to the center of the earth and dropped the smoke sausage on his aunt. And that sound crazy. Dropped the smoke sausage on her, and got in love with her and married her. We're talking about Aristogael, who was a Nu's daughter. We show you. Let's get you a picture of Aristogael. We talked about this a little bit on the last tape, but we're making all the connections for you. Aristogael, which they say try to say that was Isis' sister, but Aristogael was Isis' aunt. And Isis really was trying to steal her throne. I mean, Ishtar was trying to steal her throne and go down to Shambhala and take over. Let me show you. Aristogael. Aristogael mother come from these people though. Her mother was like part human, part snake woman. I thought I had a picture of him, but this is Aristogael right here. She was over the underworld, and Ishtar had to go down now to the underworld, right? And when she got down there, she wanted to take over. And it wasn't then when she came back, and I'm talking about Ishtar 1, not Isis 2, which is we're going to ancient Kemet then. I'm talking about Ishtar 1, who sold Damuzi out in exchange for her soul to get back out, to get out from the underworld. Damuzi, and then Damuzi got somebody else to go stand in his place eventually, but he had to spend a certain time down there. And that's the same story of Osiris, where Osiris had to spend a certain amount of time being the gatekeeper to the underworld, because it's 7 gates that she had to pass through, and she had to take an article of her clothes off at every gate to convince the boatman to let her in. Because you got to keep in mind, Ishtar was what you call today like a bad bee. She was a bad bee back then. Ishtar was a bad bee. Tammuz's mother was a bad bee. and she seduced a lot of dudes, man, and to get what she want. She got her way because she seduced a lot of people to get what she wants. She seduced Enki, and Enki was the one that helped get her out of the underworld. He played for her to come out of the underworld because he was in love with her too, and his son Vamuzi, who was a who the teacher had to sacrifice to go down there for. But this was all happening during the time of the digging. All this was going on. It's a story, a whole storyline that plays out of the family of Enki and Enlil, which bred into each other eventually and birthed pretty much we all family. Enki and Enlil, so we can say Enlil's bad guy. So cause you got some bad people in your family right now today. You got some people that's the bad guys, and but they're your family. Then you got some people that's the good guys, the people that that's try to be holy rollers, and they good people. So you got the good people in your family, and you got the bad people. But they all family though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got that one bad guy. Like they're gonna always be going to jail. It's always he gonna be the one that get it kicked off. She right, and those so. But we all family though. They still your family. You know what I'm saying? They don't make them not your family. So even with Ty Nush now, because you got to look at the Willow Peaks, the Willow Peaks, right? The Willow Peaks is a dead giveaway, man. Let's see. Look at Yaku, he got one. These beans, these are knuckles. It could be just the way they head shape, but this dude right here got a Willow. And they were disagreeable, those brothers. Okay, look at Anu's mother. Right, look at Adam. He got the Willow's Peak, Adam. And I think the master teacher said that the Watusi seed was disagreeable. But like I said, it depends on what perspective you're looking from. What angle. Keep in mind, because I learned that from the 15th about the perspectives. Everybody got their own perspective. And you gotta, you can't just say and attack that person for their perspective. You can absorb it and take it in and add it to your perspective. It don't make it right, it don't make it wrong. It just makes it your perspective. You know what I'm saying? It just makes it your perspective. So I'm just showing you some shit from my perspective. I see the Willow's Peak on a couple people, and that's a dead giveaway for me for who the bad guys. And so now if you look at this species like the Twa man, they didn't have the Twa man should have had but they wasn't the same species mix as the Dragonian mix with Tanushnam. Tanushnam was a Hindu and the Tridachodite type mix. But these beings, these Twa man were the Sands people and the because it was different species of these it was like three groups, but they was from one group. They was all the bad guys, the warrior clan from Meldick, and one of them was called the primitives. And the primitives, and we're gonna do a whole class on talking about the primitives and how about not to be primitive. Primitive is like you less evolved, you know what I'm saying? The old ways, you don't want to adapt to the new ways and grow and change. You know what I'm saying? Upgrade your methods. These beings didn't want to upgrade their methods. But you see that Adam's mother has got the dang on. So who did he get? Where did he get it from? Because his dad don't got a Willow Peak, but he got a Willow's Peak, and then his mother has got a Willow's Peak. So she had to be that part of reptilian that we're talking about. Okay, Aru. Look how his head, these guys' head shape. Look at Cain. Cain has got a damn Willow's Peak. See what I'm talking about? It's right there, man. Now, Tanush didn't really have a Willow's Peak, But Baba did say in the Holy Tablet that this dude was agreeable at first, and he turned bad. But Hela was born disagreeable, and they tried to convert. He was born a cherubim because how he was conceived by his mother, his father taking his mother and taking advantage of her. Can't say the other word. But he was born. But you see, he got the pointy ears. These are the Vulcans who came from Meldick, and they show you these beings in the Star Trek movie, right? But you look at Tanush, he's the Willow Peak King. He's the Willow Peak King, man. I'm telling you. Hela. Hela is the Willow Peak King because these were those beings that they're talking about, that Rod Haynes talk about. These people right here come from connected with Enlil and this dude right here. I'm telling you, man. That was his wife. Okay, we're gonna get into a little bit more, man. But you see, Abel didn't have Willow's Peak or his sister. Okay, we're gonna talk about Khufu and them when we talk about the Stargate. We're gonna talk about Khufu now. But Ishtar, man, that was Enlil's granddaughter, man. So and Ty, really the reason why I be going so hard on Enlil is because he set me up. He set Tammuz up to be the fall guy for the religious dogma that they had put on the people to keep control on them, to keep them worshiping and working and being slaves. And he wanted me to keep promote this shit. And then he would send me like when it's time to go do something that's bad. So the people to put them back in line, he would send me, and tell me to do something, and then say, yeah, whatever he said is just, if he said it, it ain't got nothing to do with me, type of thing. So Tammuz got set up for the fall guy, man, for Enlil. And then the story spawns out to where Rod Haynes picking it up, where Rod Haynes talking about the Enlil's kids is the ones that trying to get the land because Enki is rightful heir to the land. Hey, yes, hey, Enki is the rightful heir to the land. So I like that, and yeah, and Nana is he actually was disagreeable from most people's perspective. Nana was disagreeable, but that's from some of the Enki side. Some of the people from Enki side say that Nana was disagreeable. Uh, you know, yeah. He made me the scapegoat. So when the shit went down, he set up a religion and made me put it onto the people. I told the people, don't worship me, don't weep for me, and they did it anyway. Just like I'm doing right now. Don't I don't want to be your God. I want you to be your own God. And that's what I was secretly doing in that life and other lives. I was trying to teach the people secretly that they can be on their own. They can be their own people. But then they tried to get up into heaven. What they call in heaven. They say in the Bible, get up into heaven. But they really was trying to set up the Stargate and build a ship. And so what we did is we came down and confused them, their tongues, so that they couldn't, continue building what they were trying to build. But that wasn't my orders. That wasn't the orders. I got them orders from other beings that was higher than me, man. I was a young being. Say right. So Enki is in anarchy too, though. So why didn't they? I don't get the message. Live life. You might have to retype it. Live life. Yeah, no one can ever be your God again, man. Don't be bowing before nobody. Besides your mama and your father, you know what I'm saying? You can honor them. You can honor your mother and your father, your big brother, you know what I'm saying, your ancestors. But You can honor your family, you know what I'm saying? But like as far as some God coming down from heaven and all that crap, man, that's like, that's really the reptilians. And Enlil try to use that format to control people too, right? Enlil was the one that was going around teaching everybody everything, and Enlil was getting mad about it. He was going around teaching people about the airplanes, how to build helicopters. Right, that's what I was just talking about. I don't know if I finished telling that story about the Jonah and the submarine. So that nigga Jonah got picked up in a submarine, and then so that'll make more sense. That sound right, and we can reason with it. If you tell me that some whale pulled up and ate this guy and chewed him and swallowed him whole and went down the water with him for 3-4 days, that don't sound right. That don't make no sense. It's not logical sense. But if you tell me that, hey, it was a submarine that pulled up and got this nigga and then he got inside the submarine, so it looked like, and then the submarine went under the water. He was down there for 3 days and he came back. That make more sense. Because if I was a person that was primitive or that know what a submarine was thousands of years ago, I say, oh, that was a whale. A whale ate this nigga, swallowed him, and took him under the water. That's how I be telling the story, because I don't know nothing about submarines. But nowadays I know about submarines, so now when I see the scene, we see some shit go down. So yeah, submarine pulled up, picked this nigga up. He went under. They took him on for 3-4 days. He chilled on the submarine talking to God, and then to Enki them, right? Because Enki them was the ones that was building the submarines. And then he came back up and came to the shore. That's more logical sense than telling me a whale ate the nigga, man. Come on, they just stop. We can't sell them type of stories no more. If it don't sound right to you, you gotta make more sense of it, man. Yeah, Credo Mutwa was a being. I think of the priest for the Zulu. That dude actually ate a gray. We had his tapes loaded up, man, but we were starting to get copyright for a lot of tapes, so we had to take a lot of tape down. We used to have like 800 tapes. Now we only got like 200 or something. But that's what we're doing now. We're building back up the archives. So we're trying to get all of this information out. So because people was asking a lot of questions about who is Enki, who is Enlil, who is Anu, who is the Frugal Lords, who is this? Yeah. Enki was a serpent. Enki was the Dragonians. He was part Dragonian, right? From his mother's side. We showed that on part 1. If you ain't go watch part 1, we showed that on part 1, man. About that. Amun is, yeah, that's right. These people got equivalents because we got equivalents because the story goes back as far as ancient Sumeria. That's the oldest form of story. Then the story trickled down over and over again to different cultures. But really, the ancient Egyptian storyline is it's the same people, just they reincarnated and came back as a different perspective, and then came back in the ancient Kemet and had a whole nother style. And we're gonna break that down too. But what in fact, we already broke that down on go back and get the Galactic Family of Life tapes, the Orion group tapes. We already broke like that story down, how the connections with Ra and Anu and Ra and Amun, Kalun. It correlates as these different beings. Murdoch as Tahuti. You know what I'm saying? So we got these Hanuel, Damuzi as Osiris, Ishtar as Isis, the second. So it's a connection. It's all connected. You know what I'm saying? And then you can go into Greek culture, and the Greek got their own. They got their gods, but ain't no white gods. You know what I'm saying? Besides, unless you accept the Ashtar Command as your god. There's some people out here that accept Ashtar Command as their gods. You know what I'm saying? They found us in Ireland too. Yeah, I got a book on that, man. Jaw ran by the what? Yeah, like so. Yeah, that's a good thing. Love. Yeah. In the reptilians, when the albino reptilian is born amongst them, he's a rare being. So they lift him up and make him the head of the clans. Most clans, A lot of the clans, the hierarchy is albinos, reptilians. So that's part of the racism thing. The reptilians are pumping the racism game to keep blacks and whites, so-called blacks and whites, because that's not really a nationality or a race. But I'm just saying, so-called blacks and whites, poor, and it's the poor people. Because if you get some money, and you go live in Beverly Hills, it ain't no white people and it's racist as they come out. Now some people might say, "Oh yeah, nigga, I live in Beverly Hills, they racist," but they really, when you got a certain amount of money, racism disappear. Uh, and when you start to live and mingle with certain groups of individuals, it ain't about money. I mean, it ain't about color or race. It's about how much money you got. You know what I'm saying? Green. So the reptilian game is the racism that keep us fighting against each other and hating each other, and they feed off of that energy, right? But that's even fading now. That's even faded. They feed off of hate and they feed off of fear, and I hate you, you hate me. We don't like each other. Let's live separate. Let's not work together. Because they want to keep us from working together. Because if we work together as Earthlings, we would have been way ahead of the game and we would have surpassed them. And they don't want that to happen because then they won't be able to use us no more. That's what the whole game is. And the anarchies play a part in that. You know what I'm saying? Enlil and them, they play a part in trying to control you. See, Enlil and them wasn't really eating humans. They were just using them for slaves to do their work. That's what they tell you in the Bible. You're gonna till the ground. A man that don't work, don't eat. They give you all this slavery talk, right? You're gonna work for the sweat of your brow. You know what I'm saying? So the anarchies wanted to enslave these humans on this planet to be worker beings. Then you got another group who want to come and eat you. Then you got another group who want to come and take you because they need your body as a host. And they're higher dimensional beings. They need your body as a host. And they come in here. Right? So you can't let these people, make no contracts with no more guards. The contract is expiring with Enlil. For all my people who signed down with Enlil, that contract getting ready to expire. And you had to come in and make another contract. Of course, Anu supports Enlil and Enki. I think but I think that he intended, after I found out a couple of days ago, the energy now that he intended on things to go to where they are, where they going. You know what I'm saying? Because he got a bigger plan. He got a bigger plan. Both Enki and Enlil is his son. So he got a bigger plan for all this, man. So, but because we family, Enki and Enlil is family, and all the children, we tied into the family, married into each other, and we still being married into each other. The Washingtons and the Williams married into each other, and the Yorks and the Williams, and you know what I'm saying? We still doing it, man. We the anarchies. We the real, the final tribe that's been put together. That's why we the greatest over here. We the biggest. We the baddest. We the fastest. We the smartest beings on the planet. The American so-called Negro. Hey, Anu don't own the planet. Anu don't own this planet. This planet belongs really to the reptilians. Now, there's planets that we do own as far as our property, because as it is above, so is below. So like you might have a couple of properties that you own, and that you fixing up or whatever. And it's the same as in heaven. People buy planets and get them fixed up. I told you we used to manufacture planets on Saturn before we moved that particular business. We moved that business to Cyrus. And then we also make planetary sized ships that put people to live on. It's really what planet Earth is, really a ship. So we decorate these things and fix them up. But Anu don't own the rights to but So, but I know why you asked that question. You asked that question because you say that you want to know why Enlil was put over the project. Enlil just was put over the project to get the gold off of Earth, to extract the gold. He wasn't put over Earth. Said that's what they make a mistake. He wasn't put over Earth. He was just put in charge to extract the gold, and that's what Enki and them didn't like too. As part of the people here, the Enki's family didn't like that they put Enlil in charge because they didn't like Enlil, and so Enlil was a type of dude who was a cheese. They call him in the he's a cheese ball, and so when you piss him off and he do something to you, he do something to you to let you know that he's the man. And his ego was high. You know, his ego was real high. So that what was going on, man. So just want to bring that part two to you. Tomorrow, man, we're gonna try to get the 9 o'clock class out on time, bro. But my son, he got up right when like it's 7 o'clock, and he ain't got back to sleep to just like he's just not going to sleep, man. So hopefully he be still asleep when I get up. Maybe I try to get up earlier, like at 8 o'clock, 7:30 or something, and do the next class. And I don't know which one of the topics I'm gonna talk on, but it just probably be a surprise. We'll be up early, dropping some tapes tomorrow, man. And if you got any questions after the tape, just leave them in the comments, and then try to answer some of your questions tomorrow on the morning class, or on the morning class, or the top of the hour class. So we about to get ready to get out, man. Cause I don't want to be talking too loud. My wife got to get up to go to work tomorrow. So I don't want to be talking too loud, man, all night long, screaming through the mic and shit. But I think I covered like the last little part that I didn't cover on the storyline. The storyline is the same. The Enki and Enlil storyline is the same as the Abraham storyline as far as Isaac, the mother of Hagar, versus Sarah and her son Isaac. Ishmael and Hagar versus Isaac and his mother Sarah. So that's the whole storyline of Enki and Enlil, why the jealousy played out, the back and forth, right? Yeah, Enlil wanted control over Earth because it really, I can't really say the word, but it was some of it was lust too, because they were doing a lot of getting it on. The Anunnakis like to get it on, right? And that's why they populated real fast and had to expand out. But the Anunnakis like to get it on, and so they were coming down, and they was mating with the beings that were here and creating babies. A lot of you are a product of that particular experiment. Because they were coming down here in groups of 50, right? And they were mating with these people. So a lot of y'all are part reptilian, part Anunnaki, which explains why you got the reptilian part of the brain, which explains why you tap whole when you come out of your father, and then goes into an egg and live in water for 9 months. Then your water break, right? It's all dealing with reptilian things. But we're gonna go in tomorrow some more, man, on another. It's probably gonna be do the real primitive of one of those topics. Right. So we want to thank you for tuning in with us tonight, man. We got to put these tapes out back to back because we got to catch up from 14 days ago. We've been locked out for 14 days. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put my Cash App in the link again, man. If you want to send me some donations, man. But we're about to get ready to get out of here, bro. And we're gonna be hitting you non-stop. This right here was the light shit. Like, I know a lot of my followers that on here with us, they probably already know a lot of this information, right? So we're about to get ready to get into the new shit. We just have to cover this, so I ain't got to keep going back and answer these questions about the stuff. Because Baba did have a tape I called before Adam, the story of before Adam and Eve. But when you go to look it up now, it's hard to find it. And then when you do find it, it's all muffled out where you can't hear nothing. It's all muffled out so you can't hear nothing. So we gotta have to put these tapes out. Like we might do 2 tapes like in the morning, do one, then cut it. Or we'll do one like talking about the journey and Mothership Numeral. But we want to go and get that in the archive. That way, all these questions can be answered. That way, when we get to talking about the new format, the new stuff, that way they want to go back and answer none of these questions because all you gotta do is go back and watch this tape, and then that'll answer like some of the questions you may have as far as yeah, the maiden name Williams. Williams is the Anunnakis, man. We go all the way back. We the real ancient Egyptians. We are the Afar people, the Williams, the Yorks, the Tates. Like I say, I got a last name on my list of tapes to do. I got a last name tape where I break down a whole bunch of different last names. So we're gonna get into that too. Right. So everybody ready to get out of here, man. You know, and call it a night, man. Shadow hour. So peace and love, Hotel Islam, should divine love throughout the boundless universe to all.